So if you'd said to me this morning when I came down and I moved last year's logs into the fungery that I was going to end up in exactly the same situation, at the end of the day I wouldn't have believed you. So those that have been watching since last very early spring, I am at the fungery area. Now somebody asked why the fungery was so important and they'd not heard of a fungery, and it's understandable because the fungery name came from Jay Murtaugh, one of our commenters. He named it the fungery last year and we quite liked it, so it stuck. But what is it? The fungery is basically this first pile, is rotting timber that was picked up from the floor when we had our big clear up last year, and it was already breaking down and already had, where are we, there's a finger somewhere, there it is, already had funguses, they were growing, and instead of it just going to waste, we thought we would, in the long run, put it back into the earth and also provide a big hotel for bugs and whatever other creepy crawlies want to live in there. There was a little bit of an overspill last year with just a couple of rotting logs, and then this year I'm just adding some long logs that should have been chopped up last year for firewood. But with the way last year went, we came down, we tidied down here, we went up there, we exposed the foundations of the outbuildings and everything else. So really, we didn't get to do it. But that's what I'm doing at the moment, and as you can see, the logs from last year are already covered in white, I'll say fungus, I was going to say mould, but I would imagine it's classed as a fungus, and that's slowly decaying the wood. Now why is the question, or one of the questions, and it's reasons like that. That's a scarlet Alf cup, or a scarlet cup I believe, and you think, okay, well there's only one. But as we look over the back, you start to see more and more and more of them appear as you look. Now we did show these last year and I did put up an information card about them, but that's why a fungery, just to keep the ecosystem going really. We don't want to chop everything or dispose of it, but this just lives next door to Dawn's dead hedge.
Look at your dirty feet. Got dirty feet. Have you? From a distance in the last video, you couldn't really see all of these tiny little catkins, and they've all popped out onto the trees that fell. So as soon as it fell and it snapped, the tree panicked and brought all its buds out. So you can't really see it on camera from a distance, but the little white bits are all the little catkins, little fluffy ones. So from us being able to see it, it looks so much nicer than it does on screen. Vinny, where you going? He likes it down there. He gets very muddy, but he still likes it, don't you? You still like it? Yeah. No jumping. Good boy. We've got him off of the lead out here because we're trying to teach him recall. Finn, come on then. Good boy. And he's ever so good. He just gets a little bit excited, don't you? Bit excited. Anyway, right, that's all I wanted to show you, as I'll spin you round, was all the pretty bits. And it's a shame you can't really see it, because we watched it on the telly to have a look, and you just can't see them really, but they are there. Clever boy. Clever boy.
I had to take the wellies off and all the pathing.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and this is when we wish that we didn't live within our renovation. If we didn't make it our home, because otherwise we just walk in and out as whatever footwear we've got on.
Muddy boots,
yeah.
No.
The silly little things that make it difficult.
Yeah. And then the postman came.
Oh.
So I had to open the Amazon package and see what was in there. Even though I'd ordered it, I knew what was in it, but I had to open it anyway.
It's not a surprise. Well, it is a surprise. When you get to a certain age, you forget.
Yeah, you do.
So it's always a surprise when it turns up.
Yeah.
Right.
Loopy.
Get back to it.
Yeah. Right, so I've just been up to get the fluffy microphones because the wind's getting up. But I just wanted to show you, a couple of videos ago we said about an area which is now gone, which looked like a fairy grotto. And it looks like we're destined to have a fairy grotto because that branch there has snapped off at the top and is hanging down, and that's exactly how the fairy grotto will have started, but the fairy grotto ended up with 3 snapped branches forming a canopy. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. So we get rid of one completely and strangely another one appears. Quite spooky really. And then as you've seen, my pile of ivy is growing and growing and growing, and that is just coming off the fallen trees, and it really is no wonder that they snapped off where they snapped off, because the weight of the ivy is incredible. And this was, on the face of it, a perfectly healthy willow tree, absolutely full of ivy, and when the wind blew it just snapped clean off. What baffles us is if I turn around 180 degrees to the ash trees, there's 3 trees in there. The one on the left is an ash tree and it is completely dead and full of ivy. And every now and again one of the branches will snap off and fall to the ground with the ivy along with it. The storm didn't touch them. The middle one is also dead, and then on the one on the right, although it's dying, is still there. It's hanging on. You can see it's got some healthy branches up there. And then right at the very, very top, if I can zoom in, that'll be a no, is a bird singing his little heart out. So if you'd said to me this morning when I came down and I moved last year's logs into the fungery that I was going to end up in exactly the same situation at the end of the day, I wouldn't have believed you. But there it is, a pile of logs. I should have just left the old ones where they were and not bothered, shouldn't I? But all of the ivy is now on the ivy pile. The big pile of logs with the helmet on is for chopping with a chainsaw. This is a pile of chop logs, and there's one big log to chop there, and then we'll carry on working my way down. Dawn had a traffic jam of willow, which started from the dead hedge and worked its way up. What was there, 6, 7?
Yeah, about 6.
Yeah, so she's been busy chopping all of the whips off, and they're in a big bundle.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Ready,
Tomorrow.
yeah, ready for tomorrow.
And then we've put some ash, little bits of ash along in there, just for some difference in colour.
Yeah, different shade of beige.
Yeah.
But it does make it really stand out.
Yep, really pleased with it.
And
I'm just going to build that patch.
In the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had a bit of a...
Benny! Sorry, Benny's the other side of the head.
That's right. We had a bit of a go getting the ivy out of this tree and taking a couple of the fallen trees that were in it. They've gone. So on a whole, it's been a really productive day. Really productive. And now it is time to go in and have a cup of tea. We'll see you later. So if you haven't seen any of our land clearance videos from last year, we were really struggling with the idea of where we're just going to put all the ivy. We can't burn it, it's against the law to burn, it's against the law to have bonfires in Ireland, and certainly garden vegetation and things, and you shouldn't burn it indoors in your stoves, and I wouldn't want to burn green ivy anyway. Last year we decided we'd clear this corner, and this is where we would put all of the ivy which we accumulated over however long, from the outbuildings, from the trees that we cleared, from the hedges. And this year we're doing exactly the same. Now last year this pile was as high as you can see this pile. Over the 12 months it all broke down and got down to this height. So this is now very sticky, as in branchy, sticky ivy trunks, branches, whatever you want to call them. So we know that this will drop down over time. One concern we had was any brambles we put in, would they start to grow and would it end up covered in brambles? Any ivy that started to grow, would it just end up as a huge ivy pile? As it turns out, it didn't. Everything has just died back and down it goes. So really it's a huge compost heap, but this is going to take a long time to compose or decompose. So with that area cleared up, yeah, I've got piles of logs and some need chainsawing and whatnot, but with that area cleared up and the ivy gone, this broken one needs to go. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the main ivy off it first to then see what I'm up against to get that great big broken off branch down. It may seem a waste of time getting the ivy off first when I could just get in and cut this tree. What I've just found out though, it isn't just one tree. Well, it is one tree. It's 3 huge branches from one tree.
What better way to start your day? And what a difference a little bit of sunshine makes. Right, it's gone a little bit chilly and a little bit overcast, so we decided that's probably as good a place as any to down tools for the day. We didn't quite get as much finished, but we're pleased with what we have done.
Ever so pleased.
I might flick you around rather than trying to show over my shoulder. Give me 1 second. So over here is where you will have seen Ben yesterday doing bits and pieces, and then today he's just been clearing,
Yeah, chopping the last of the
tidying,
logs. Yeah.
all in nice little piles. We have all sorts all over the place because there's lots of little things that we'd like to do.
We've been inspired
Yeah.
by...
You never remember, do you?
No, it doesn't matter how many times I ask Dawn. I go, what's the name of that channel? And she tells me, and I don't know whether I just don't listen.
The Off-Grid Island Dream.
That's it.
Listen to the birds. They want to get on it. I think, actually, and I'll get back to the Off-Grid Island Dream, I think all the time I'm over there on that hedge, there's a little robin keeps hopping around, and I think he's just willing me to stop.
There's 2 there now.
Leave so they can make a house in it.
That's who's singing.
Yeah, and I think that's what he keeps saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, we've been inspired by what they're called?
Off-Grid Island Dream.
And they do rustic sort of little fences and things.
Yeah, they did like a pergola.
Yeah.
Massive ponds that they've done as well. They do all sorts of things, and we've watched them, and we sort of think, oh, we've got so much that we've cut. Rather than just chopping it straight up into tiny little bits to burn, we're going to hang back with a lot of the bits and pieces.
Yeah, so
and see what we can get done, because
we've ended up
we have
with
lots of ideas, don't we?
yeah, we got 1, 2, 3 big piles and then little piles. But yeah, we got logs for posts, we've got logs for rails, we've got logs, we've got all of the willow whips
that
can form arches and yeah,
all sorts. So yeah, we have lots and lots of ideas.
so that's why when I first started cutting down here, I was taking the great big willow whips off and putting them in a big pile, because that's an option.
Yeah, we didn't want to take our choices away.
No.
So if we leave a lot of it intact.
Last year everything got chipped.
Yeah,
pretty
because
much.
we were just wanted to get the land cleared, really, didn't we, to be able to access it.
Yeah.
So it was a case of
get it done last year.
Yeah, there's just a lot. There's just so much, and it's a little disheartening this year that we're doing it all over again.
Yeah.
Because all the trees that fell in the storm, but as a result, we could end up with some nice fixtures.
We could, and it's very, very light. Yeah, the amount of light that comes in.
Let me turn it around.
I've said in the comments how
there we go.
How it will let so much more light in and so much air against or over what hasn't had air.
Yeah.
Light, but there is
yeah, because this area has always been really, really dense. Boggy,
dense.
Yeah, and we're hoping that with some of them gone, sunlight can now get in and maybe dry it out a little bit more in this late spring, early summer that we didn't have last year.
The sun starts at the bottom and comes around and ends at the front of the house. So this will be open to sun all day long. Whereas before, it was just in constant shadow, wasn't it?
I can't say that it isn't a little soul destroying though.
With all the trees.
To lose, and they're not our trees, but they're what we see. I was saying to Ben earlier on that the one thing that we really liked about this land was how interesting it was. And now the trees are down.
Yeah.
It's just now a square, but we have trees and we have willows.
Last year we were hoping we could keep a little walk through, and that would be a little path. And
we did.
Yeah, we did.
And
now we've got one tree left.
Yeah, but we got other trees. We got trees to plant. We got lots of willow whips that we can.
Yeah.
And we know how quickly the willow grows from the vast amount of willow that's on this bit of land, really.
Yeah.
So.
Losing my glasses.
Anyway.
There we go.
Oh, they're going off backwards.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to spare you of any more of this.
Well, yeah. We don't have to show you.
No.
We are still going to be doing some of it.
Yeah.
But we've got plans for other bits and pieces in the coming couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we're quite excited to get started on those, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Get off this. But it is lovely down here. I won't waffle on, but we really do love being down here.
Yeah.
It's never a chore being down here. It's just enjoyable.
No, the time just flies and it's nice.
The birds are singing.
Yeah, what's not to love, really?
The ducks fly over, the swans, the geese. It is really easy to be down here. It really is. Have you shown them your finished hedge or virtually finished?
No, I didn't. Give me a second.
Sorry.
I still have bits to go in. I've built up the height on that side, so if I stand here and I can pan the camera, ready? So we start down there and go all the way along. Wow, keeps going.
It's massive.
I didn't realise how long it is because I'm stood there doing it, but until you see it on the camera,
it is massive.
and it just carries on up here. I've extended it a little bit more into the fungi a little bit, so it kind of merges. But it'll be an ongoing thing, because that's the good thing about dead hedge. every little bits and pieces that you prune off, you can always put them in there, because this will drop down eventually. So the hedge isn't finished, but it is finished. There's bits, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's it for us this week.
Pack up.
Yeah.
Cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm quite liking a cup of tea.
I like a cup of tea.
Yeah. But thank you so much for watching. And again, this week, subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell.
Ding ding. I don't even know if anyone noticed last time, but it made you chuckle.
It made me laugh.
When you were editing.
Yeah. Ding ding. And we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.